If you want to be attracted to women, you need to quit porn. I know it helped me tremendously. At first, I had problems with women because I was watching porn. It's strange because you watch porn and let's say you see a girl that arouses you in real life. But just because you see her and she arouses you does not necessarily mean that you would be able to perform, because you see her and you might fantasize about her, but to actually perform is very different, because you can objectify her, make a mental movie and be aroused by this mental movie. And that would be porn that you create for yourself in your mind. But being with her is completely different. That's the difference between porn and real life. Because even though your brain actually believes you are having sex while you watch porn, when you're actually having sex, because it's different, the triggers to arousal are different from watching porn, you might not be able to perform at all, which means you have erectile dysfunction. So yes, you could be attracted and sexually attracted to a woman, but it does not mean that you could actually consume that relationship. One of the worst things that comes from watching porn, not enough people talk about it, is the objectification of women. Which means that in the hypersexualized society, it's not only porn. You see it in the ads, you see it on OnlyFans, you see it in movies, where we put a woman as only a sexual entity, at least for our brain. It means that you see a woman only for what she can bring to you sexually, which means you are selfish in the way that you want her to bring you pleasure. Whether it's watching porn, looking at her body parts, whether it's being with her and having sex with her, it's not easy to see her as a whole human being. I know that firsthand. When I was in Thailand for 6 years, I was pursuing my project and business, telling myself I just want to have fun and have sex with women. And I was pretty honest about it, So I would go on dates and I would be with a woman, and I didn't do anything bad. I didn't do anything immoral, but I was only wanting to have fun. Of course, I care for that date as a human being, but my objective was simple. I could see in hindsight that the woman did not feel good about solely being a sexual object, or being seen as a sexual object above everything else. I could see it from my experience. I see how it actually devaluates the person as a mere object, as a mere cum dumpster, as someone to use for ejaculation purposes. And I could see that even though I had quit porn, I was still objectifying women. So I think for all of us men, we need to work on this. Obviously, we need to quit porn. And that will help to a certain extent. But we need to go even further. We need to rewire that attraction we have to women to see her as more than the sum of all her body parts. Of course, it's okay to be attracted to a woman, but to sexualize our mind, to actually build a connection. Because when we actually do desexualize our mind, we can objectify much less. We can see a woman in all her beauty, because we are not only thinking about her as a sexual object. Obviously, there's a sexual component in a relationship between man and woman, but if we make it the forefront of our mind, it will not help us in our relationships, and it does not make us feel good, and it does not make them feel good. In the hyper-sexual society, it's a thing that is not so easy to do. But with time, with quitting porn, with rewiring our attraction, not looking at all those women on Instagram or on the streets or at the gym, if we give ourselves a break from all that sexual stimuli, we can let go of this and not place so much importance on the pleasures we get, whether it's through porn, whether it's through looking at them online, being on OnlyFans, or having sex in real life. If we are not addicted to cheap dopamine and that ejaculation, we could actually rewire attraction, and that is the win-win for everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sebastian, your addiction recovery coach, and I'm here to help those of you who want to quit porn. Thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon.